Hi, welcome back to my channel, Sparkle and Glue. So glad you're here today. So we are working on part 2 of our universal hardcover that we made, and I'll link that video below. And we're going to work on the signature pages. So I have 5 coffee stained pages that I actually purchased. It's a stationery set. Came with, I believe, 30 pages and 18 matching envelopes. It's definitely not as thick as cardstock, but it is thicker than copy paper. And then this next piece is from a paper pack that I purchased that is handmade, different textured papers, and I'm just going with a raised edge white color. This is just a book page. Just folded in half, torn out. And the next piece I'm using is vellum. And again, I just folded these in half. And this is a regular piece of just plain white copy paper. And so this is going to be our set of our signatures. And what I measured them out at about 7.5 by 5. So I ended up cutting the papers at 7.5 by 10 so I could just fold them in half. Now some of the other pages are smaller, that's just to add some interest. But so what we're going to do is put all our pages together, and I'm going to go ahead and deckle all the edges, or just tear the edges on all the pages. And I'm using my little tear ruler here. And I'm just going to go ahead and pull towards me, lay the ruler flat. You can, if you don't have this ruler, you can just tear the pages. It really doesn't matter. This seems to work pretty well for me though, and I do like it. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of our pages, and I'm going to ink all of our pages, and here they are. So everything is ready, and I'm just going to assemble, and I'm alternating between the coffee stained paper and then a decorative piece. So that was the vellum. Here's the book page. Go ahead and put a coffee dyed one in, textured one, and then you just want to make sure that you get them lined up how you like them. And that's pretty much it for the signature, and I'm going to make a second one. So this book will have 2 signature pages. All right, well, here's the completed album. It's not completed because I don't know that anything's ever totally done. There is still more pages, and I didn't do any kind of closure yet. But I wanted to just share what we had. So for the front cover, I used paper a lot through the album. I've used, it's from a little paper collection. I guess it's called it's a shabby chic folio that I have for free in Ko-fi. And I'll go ahead and put the link there in case you want to make it. So if this is where I was picking up some of the papers from, not everything, but I'll just link that for you. But let me go ahead and show you. So what I did for this top here is I cut 4 pieces of just cardstock and glued them together so it was a little bit of raised. And I just covered it in lace. I glued lace onto it. And then this is just a sticker from a transparent sticker. And then I glued some little flowers. I did the same, I don't know if you can see it, I did a strip here with 4 pieces of cardstock and the lace, and for the back as well. And then on a lot of the pages I just used that paper I had and some tags, and put this together here and glued some fussy cut flowers. Here are all of our signatures, so we did 2. So you have 5 of the coffee dyed paper, and then 4 of different types of paper mixed in, and we did 2 of those. So there's quite a bit. And Here's the way the vellum looks, and actually it's very pretty, especially if you put a bright sticker underneath the page. I think that's really nice. And I just put some tags in and pockets. And here's the way the book page came out in the middle. And just some fussy cuts. And this is just a flip page. So I just cut it and then scored at a half. And then here is our textured paper in here. And this is just, I tore some paper and glued it, inked it and glued it on. These are stickers that I made, and I was going to do them. Let me show you. The idea was to put one back to back and make little tabs. But because they're transparent, when I did try that, you couldn't even hardly see it. It would need some sort of backing, I guess. So I ended up just using them as little inserts for tags, or I put them on, like here, I actually stuck it onto the page. And then this is just a little fussy cut that made a little tuck spot. And just, here's that sticker, more stickers, and just some tags. And this is just a piece of the paper torn. You can see now not every page is done, so there is journaling spots or places to add if you want to add photos or different things. Let me just flip through. Just some more tucks and little lace. And this is a pocket from this little book here. And this is the actual folder here that I just glued it in. And I glued it right onto a piece of the vellum, which actually I think came out pretty as well. And just added some pockets. And okay, so these little houses, here I'll pull this out. This is from Raw Pixel. It's a site that you can get some free photos or all different kinds of things, actually. It's free and for purchase, but if you check in the filter free, you can find free. And a lot of them you can download for free, but it's a lower resolution. But it comes out very pretty. Now, maybe if you're enlarging it, you would need the higher resolution or do some things, but so far I haven't really had any trouble with the lower resolution. And more of these little flip pockets. This was the page. So this is kind of just how it incorporates all the different little papers we had added to begin with, and then you just build on top of them. And just a little, I just tore a piece of paper I had, and here's just a little folder. And let's see, just tags with scrap papers and more tags. This is all different pieces. I don't know if you could see it. Little scraps left over when I cut up the paper, and I glued it on here. And this is just a tag I had. This house is also from Raw Pixel, and I know that maybe these, and I did this one too, don't maybe go with the rest of the book. Certainly it's not purple, but I just thought it was so pretty, so I cut it out almost the size regular, as big as I could get it to print, and then I just cut it in half and put one on either side. I didn't leave it as a tuck spot or anything, which you certainly could. I just thought it was pretty and I wanted it on the page. And this also is, it matches with it, also from Raw Pixel, and I just made them as little pockets. This page, I'm going to show you how to make. This is from, I saw her at Silver and Sparkles, and I'll, or Silver and Sparkle, I'm sorry. I'll link her channel below. So she had made something like this, and I really liked it. And let me show you how to do it. So let me just grab, I pre-cut some pages. And, okay, so let me show you what it is. So I started with a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock, and I cut 3 pieces out at 4 by 10. So that will leave you a 2-inch strip. That you, we'll just put that to the side for now. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your pieces and you're going to score them. You're going to score one at 3, which is this one right here, or whichever, you know, it doesn't matter. Just one of them is going to be scored at the 3-inch mark. One is going to be scored at a 4-inch mark, and one is going to be scored at a 4.5 inch. And then you just layer them in, one on top of each other. And you can use different types of cardstock. You can flip them over, because this is a double-sided. Then what I do is I just staple this together, and then I glued this back piece into the book. But that's all it is, and it's really pretty. And because they're 4 inches, it fits in most books. But if your book happens to be a little smaller, then maybe shrink this down. What I do with this extra strip is you can then cut out, here, I think I have it here. Let me see. Okay, yeah. So I cut out a belly band from the extra strip. And here was another belly band, and then I made some pockets, and I just tab notched them and glued them on, and I did that too. So with this little piece here, you can then just cut it at 4 inches and then notch out your pockets and glue them on, or do belly bands, or you don't have to use it, but it just it's left over, so you might as well. And then what I did for these particular ones is I have these scissors. It comes in a set. Actually, my daughter had them. And I took a few that I really liked. And so this particular set, I don't think Amazon sells them anymore, but they have them. And I think they're for kids. And all I did is take and cut. And then I inked. And you can do that on all of the pages or just some of the pages. You could also just tear if you don't have scissors, or you can do a stamp. So there's just a lot of fun things you could do with this, and then they're really great, and they add so much more space for journaling or to add pockets and tags. And anyway, I just thought that was fun, so I wanted to share that part with you. But anyway, and then another piece of vellum, and pretty much the end of our book. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you make it, please, I'd love to see what you make and share. And thanks for stopping by my channel and crafting with me, and I hope you have a great day. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care.